Hi, it's Miss Farb, and I'm here for science time. During our science time, there's going to be a few moments that I'm going to ask you to pause the recording that you're watching, and then you can make your predictions and make your observations. So, first we're going to talk about being neat in the lab. I always have some paper towels if I'm doing an experiment, something to clean up with. And if I'm pouring something, I don't want to pour it right onto the table. I always make sure I have some sort of tray or pan, something I can catch it with in case there's a spill. Now, you never want to go and do an experiment just on your own. You're going to want to have a grown-up with you. Now, you do not have to do this experiment at home. You can just watch the video and make your predictions and observations. But if you want to try it for yourself, today's lesson is just going to use some things you probably already have around the house. Like I said, I have a pan for catching anything that spills. I have paper towels just in case I get something on my hand. This is a clear vase, but you can also use a drinking glass, something you can see through. You can't use like a Mardi Gras cup. We need something so we can see our experiment. We need to observe it. And an observation is something that you can see or hear or smell or taste or touch. You can use your senses to find out what happened. And we have 5 senses. But today we're going to be using our sense of sight. That means we can see what happens, and then we're going to record it in our journal when we make our observation. I have some water in a measuring cup. I have some food dye. And I have some shaving cream. Well, we're going to be talking today about precipitation. Remember, when I ask you to pause during this video, you're going to pause it and make your prediction. That means what you think is going to happen. So, in our precipitation video, you're going to listen and try to figure it out on your own, and we'll watch and see what happens. Well, what is precipitation? It just means raining. It's our water cycle. A cycle? Where have we heard cycle before? Bicycle, tricycle. They all have wheels, and wheels go round and round. A cycle is something that goes round and round. It starts and ends in the same place and keeps on going and going and going and never stops, turning round and round just like a wheel. Well, the water cycle is the same way. It starts in a rain cloud. The rain comes down. It puddles on the ground. It lands in the grass where we don't see it. It lands on the trees. It lands in the ocean and the rivers and the lakes. There's water everywhere when it rains, isn't it? We can even go outside and jump in a rain puddle sometimes when we're playing. We know that it's puddled there. Then, those puddles are gone, aren't they? What came out? The sun. And the sun is hot. It heats up the water, and the water turns into a gas, and the gas is lighter, and it rises up into the sky, into the clouds, and the cloud becomes a rain cloud, and the rain comes down, and it puddles on the ground, and the sun comes out, and the rain turns into a gas and goes up. Round and round, a cycle. Rain, puddles, sun, gas, up into the air, into a cloud, that becomes rain, and it puddles. The sun comes up, it's a gas, and into the clouds. Precipitation is happening all the time. The water cycle is happening all the time, round and round. So we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can see what that actually looks like. So I'm going to pull this back so you could see a little bit better. Here we go. I'm going to pour some of my water. Remember I said I put it into my pan just in case I spill. I don't want to spill all over my table. I'm going to pour it nice and slowly. I don't want to pour it fast because when I pour something fast, I make a mess. An oops. And we don't want to make an oops. Well, we have our water resting upon it. Oh, this is my fun part. I'm going to make a cloud. And I wonder what my cloud's going to look like. It's not flat and sharp. It's big and fluffy. And I always think the shaving cream actually looks like a cloud. Here I am. Let's shake it some more. You can see I have made my fluffy, fluffy cloud. So now is a time to pause your video, draw our container, and draw our fluffy cloud on top of it. When you're finished drawing that, then you may hit play again and we'll finish with our experiment. Hi, welcome back. You drew your container. You drew your fluffy cloud. Now it's time for the next step. This is the time when then we're going to make our prediction. Remember what I said a prediction was? Something that you think is going to happen. You have to use your brain for this. You have to decide, I wonder what will happen when we put the drops of food coloring into the fluffy cloud. Will it explode? I don't know. Will it just erupt like a volcano? I don't know. It's up to you to make your prediction. What do you think is going to happen? It's time now to pause your video and make a prediction of what you think is going to happen to our fluffy cloud when we add some more liquid to it. I wonder what would happen. Remember we said there's a cycle in a cloud. Now pause your video and draw your prediction and then hit play again. Hi, welcome back. Well, you've drawn your prediction now of what you think is going to happen. Now remember, let's go over those steps in the water cycle. Rain is in the cloud. It comes down. The sun, which is hot, heats it up. It turns into a gas and comes back up into the clouds. Well, let's see what happens. I'm going to add that precipitation, those raindrops that have dried up, that gas, into our big fluffy cloud. Oh, look at that. It's holding it. It can't just sit on top, can it? There's more and more rain. I wonder what's going to happen. It's coming through. Oh, look at that. Oh, our rain cloud is letting the precipitation through. Look. Oh, I wonder what happens if we add a little more. Get a little more precipitation, a little more of that gas. Because remember, those molecules are still there. They still weigh something. We not be able to see the sun coming down and turning those puddles into gas that goes up, but it's happening because it's colorless, it's odorless, and it's tasteless. We can't smell or taste water, can we? Well, and when it's a gas, we can't see it. But everything weighs something. Now imagine I have a little tiny block. And then I put another one in your hand, and another one in your hand, and another one in your hand, and another one. And I just keep putting little tiny rocks into your hand. It's going to get heavy, isn't it? And your hand's going to start to weigh down. More rocks and more rocks and more rocks until they all drop. That's what happened to our molecules. That's what's happened to our water. It's gotten so heavy inside of our rain cloud that now it's raining down. So we know that we can observe the food dye, which was our precipitation, in our shaving cream, which was our cloud, came down through the cloud and went into our water below. And that is what we observed. And now we know why. Because the liquid was heavier and kept getting heavier, and it had to go somewhere, and gravity had pulled it down. All right, this has been your moment of science. I want you to take a picture of what you drew, your prediction, and your observation, and you're going to put that picture into the portfolio section that says Science Rain Clouds. If you want to go ahead and do this experiment on your own, make sure you have a grown-up at home to do it. But these are some easy things that you can make at home, and you can observe it yourself. It's always fun to do it yourself, but remember, you need a grown-up and you need permission to do it before you touch food dye, because food dye can get on your hands, and it can get on your clothes, and it can get on your furniture, and it'll make a big mess. All right, I'm going to go clean all of this up because we keep our area neat. I will see you tomorrow for science time. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.